Hi folks, thanks for being with me again today. We're looking at number 15 in Charlie Porter's book, Lyrical Etudes. These are beautiful melodies, fun to play, and with some challenging things in them. So I'm going to give this a shot, see if I can make some music with it, and then we'll have a talk. It's probably good that we can't see, but sometimes when I'm working with a student, it's like I can sense a little bit, empathize with how they're feeling and how their mind is working when they're going through. It's probably good that you can't see how my mind is working when I'm doing this, although it may be pretty instructive, probably for both of us. To put it simply, there's a lot going on. So the more that we can simplify our vision and our intent, and the more that we can stay with it all the way through, the easier it makes it to play. But trumpet is a very, as you know, if you're a player, trumpet is a very demanding instrument that requires a great deal of work in order to get to the point where you have good quality in your craftsmanship, and it's easier to play the music. So these etudes of any kind, but I'm finding these to be particularly valuable, that combine a musical intention, a musical imagination with, and then you're facing also the problems of overcoming the difficulties of trying to do some of this stuff. So I'm just going to share, it'll be different for different people, but I'm just going to share a couple of things that are challenging for me when I do this. And better, more importantly, what helps me. So it seems, this is in 4. It says 104. I think I'm pretty close to the tempo. But I'm actually feeling it in 2. So there's a lot of, you have tenuto marking, do, di, dom, di, do, di. So, but I'm trying not to think about all that stuff, because what helps me is to feel it in 2. So now I have a sense of swing. So I have this, and that's very soothing. It makes this a little bit like a lullaby. Or if I'm in another state of mind, then I get lost in the details. I'm seeing the markings. I'm like, oh, that's a breath mark. Should I take a breath there? Is that a phrase mark? So this goes to making musical decisions as you learn the piece. You take the suggestions of the composer. Charlie says, moderato cantabile, singing style. Halfway through he says, meno mosso espressivo. I don't know if I did that or not. But I'm going to try and take those directions. So as I make the transition, I have a rallentando, and then the tempo feels different than the beginning. Why? Because the mood changes. So this is the composer suggesting their musical imagination to us in a way that we can understand it. Less motion, expressive. So we've begun, yo, da, di, da. Okay, then it changes somehow. Oh, missed an A sharp. So that has a different flavor to it. It's harmonically different. It's a little bit difficult to tell what the harmonic context is at first, especially when I'm playing wrong notes. I hope it was a little easier the second time. And then we get to there. And I have a problem with this. It's like you're going up, you're going down, you're going up, and you're coming back down. And at the bottom is double forte. Now, most people who play trumpet, when they see double forte, they try and push more air through the horn. So you go, dee-da-da, and then it says sforzando on the next note. So fortissimo, sforzando, accent. For most of us, that translates physically to punching it. And what we need to do is let it flow. Another problem that many players have is when you try and go from that low register note and up an octave and a half with a sforzando and an accent on it, there's a strong tendency to go da-dee and to attack the note physically. What you actually want to do is sing it. So a lot of times I'll take those things out and see, can I just play it without any dynamic change? Can I play it with no change in the emphasis? So all the notes are perfectly even. Now, that's not the way I hear it musically. I hear what Charlie's written here. So it's got a really dramatic and then a romantic character to it. I want to be able to do that. But that kind of makes my body want to become aggressive physically. And that's not always the right thing. As a matter of fact, it's often not the right thing, but it kind of goes with trumpet playing for a lot of people. So what I'll do is just see, can I play it evenly? And then once I can play it even, and it feels like, oh, I have good control, I like the feeling of the line, I'm enjoying the sense of movement and that swing that I talked about before, feeling it in two, then my job is don't get too involved in the enjoyment of it. Now that sounds kind of funny, but the enjoyment of it, that's for the audience. It's your job to speak the truth of the music. And hopefully when you speak the truth of the music, people will understand it and enjoy what you're doing. When you get too much caught up in the enjoyment of it while you're playing, that can be quite dangerous, as any experienced performer knows. I can tell you a lot of stories because I'm old, of course, but in one of my first recitals in my first job out of school, which I was the trumpet instructor at University of Missouri in Kansas City, and I played a faculty recital pretty quickly, and I prepared very well, and I played the first piece, which was a Marcello sonata, very simple, and it sounded so good as I was playing that I got distracted. You see, that's not a good thing. And I didn't break down, I didn't stop, and I didn't make too many mistakes, but I realized, wow, this is not a good state of mind to be in. So when you're playing etudes, you want to get to the point where you can play from the beginning to the end all the way through without making as many mistakes as I did today, hopefully with a good musical expression. And that takes a lot of work to get there, but most of it is mental. So I want you to keep that in mind when you're working on these. Later on, as I've said many times, I hope to get into the physical how-tos. What are the things that get in the way? What are the problems that a lot of people have? But I mentioned one of them here today, and that is we tend to overreact to accents and dynamic markings, whether it says pianissimo or fortissimo, whether it, if we have any kind of marking, whether it's a staccato indication or a tenuto indication or an accent of some kind. Any direction that we see, we're interpreting that, and now we're not in our musical mind. We're not actually hearing it anymore. So that's kind of the way I approach these, is like, where's the music? If I can hear it, can I sing it? Can I buzz it on the mouthpiece? Am I feeling the time so that it seems like a dance, so that it seems natural and fluid? And when that stuff's happening, then it's easy to clean up the note mistakes and also the mental mistakes, the lack of concentration. So thanks for staying with me today, and I hope that those semi-performances were enjoyable for you, and I hope you come back and join me another time. By the way, if you haven't checked it out already, I have a fairly large collection of videos, and they're intended as a kind of a reference library for anybody who's serious about playing the trumpet. In there somewhere you're going to find something that's useful to you, I think. Regardless of what level of player you are. And at some point I'm going to try and target the how-to a little bit more directly. But if you're interested in that, please look at the collection, the playlist on Arbin, Clark, Schlossberg, and many other areas that are exercises that you may help you to get to the point where you can play these tunes that Charlie has written with some enjoyment, and even better, that people listening to you will get some enjoyment too. Okay, that's enough for today. I'll see you when you have some more time to spend with me. Enjoy your practice. Bye-bye.